Okay.
And then
we're back.
I pushed the bitch down the stairs. Oh, fuck.
Oh, hi. Well, yeah, plausible deniability.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about how
Green Arrow versus Hawkeye.
Yes.
So yeah. So basically, off camera, I think everyone's on the agreement. I think that Hawkeye is a better archer.
I would agree.
Okay. So if you're standing them, and that's debatable. That's totally debatable. But if they're standing in a row and they're shooting, I think Hawkeye gets it. But I think in a brawl, Ollie's just so, like, Ollie will take the arrow Hawkeye shot him with, pull it out, and shoot it right back at him. And I just feel like Ollie's just a better fucking fighter, you know?
And Ollie's trick arrows.
Well,
they both got trick arrows, but Ollie's got a boxing glove arrow. But he's got a boxing glove arrow.
Let's just hope that the video is actually broadcasting correctly right now.
The gamma arrow. Oh,
Can you check that for me?
I think trick arrows are an episode for another day.
Yeah, because I mean we're basically debating about just two characters now.
Yeah.
I have something to throw at you guys because like everybody knows my favorite character of all time is the Phoenix.
Okay.
And Phoenix is considered a cosmic being.
Correct.
Even when she attaches herself to Jean Grey as the host and then eventually becomes all sorts of other people in that whole fucking Phoenix End Song saga and War Song and all that. Mm-hmm. Now, would the Phoenix be able to defeat Thanos?
Thanos without the glove? Yes. Thanos with the glove? No.
No, you don't think so?
Again.
The Phoenix cannot be destroyed by
Yes, it can.
No, how?
Absolutely it can.
It's going to come back.
The Phoenix is one of the fundamental forces in the universe.
True.
But it is a force of the universe.
Yeah.
Like the Goblin Force, the Phoenix Force.
Green Lanterns.
Lantern Corps. That's another universe. That's another universe.
Still,
but no,
Galactus.
we're talking. First off, the Infinity Gauntlet only works in the universe that it was created in.
That is true.
So if you take the Gauntlet into the DC universe, it doesn't work. If you take it to another parallel Marvel universe, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
The gems only work in the universe that they were created in. So that's a big thing too.
Because there are gems for each
But they are gems. We don't know if they're gems in the DC universe.
Yeah.
But in other Marvel universes, there are other gems.
Council of Reeds.
Council of Reeds, exactly.
Yep.
So that being said, can the Gauntlet take out the Phoenix? Yes, it can. Because at the end of the day, the Phoenix is part of the universe.
Yeah. All right, but it's going to come back. Essentially, because that's what a Phoenix is.
Not
it's come back.
necessarily, unless it's wiped.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
If you wipe
that
it from everything.
Thanos can go back to the beginning of creation and throw a pebble in the way, and it starts a butterfly effect. And he can do that because he has all the time.
Yeah. I mean, he can actually go to the origin of wherever the Phoenix was created and stop it from being created.
The people don't realize that the Gauntlet is the end-all, the MacGuffin-all. It is it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good that they have the Infinity Gauntlet in God of War.
Okay, and you also have to understand that Thanos wielding it is the ultimate MacGuffin on top of the ultimate MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Captain America can't control that gauntlet.
No.
Mr. Fantastic can't control that gauntlet.
No.
You need a perfect being such as Adam Warlock or Thanos who has enhanced himself to that level to wield a gauntlet. Could Darkseid do it? Yeah, I think he could.
You think so?
I think he could.
You think he would be able to without it destroying him?
Yes, I do. But Darkseid. Yeah. I just think the will is there. But at the same time, again, Thanos is another level, and you can't keep comparing them to DC characters. I can't say who's going to win in a fight, The Thing or Superman, and because I'm a Marvel guy, go The Thing.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, but then again, the fanboys always put the Thing up against the Hulk and like the things.
Well, that's because they fought 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You know, there's statues made of that battle.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. And you know, like I said, stop throwing Batman as a MacGuffin for everything. The things that kill me are when people say Batman will win.
Batman can prepare.
If Batman has time to prepare.
Okay, yeah, but if Batman does not have the time to prepare, he's not winning.
If you
he's still just a man.
Iron Man and Batman into a fight in the ring, I'm not talking Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne. I said Iron Man and Batman into a ring. Batman is not walking away.
No.
He doesn't even matter if he has an EMP arrow. What, do you think Tony's never fucking dealt with an EMP before in 2018?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? You telling me the Iron Man that just fought Thanos and made him bleed is going to lose to Christian Bale or Ben Affleck?
I think he'll lose to Michael Keaton, though. He'll lose to Keaton. He'll lose to Keaton. Because
Anyway.
that is our Batman.
Keaton
will kill him. Keaton has no problem.
But the point is that you can't fanboy everything.
They can try.
You can't fanboy everything. Certain things are so cut and dry. We're not saying Archangel versus Hawkman.
Oh God.
Okay, because that's debatable. And I still think Hawkman, and I'm an X-Men guy.
I know. I was gonna say, like, dude,
I'm pretty
Hawkman
sure-
would kind of
I'm
beat
pretty
him.
sure Hawkman would just club him in the head, and that would be the end of it.
Horseman Archangel or
Again, I'm Hawkman.
But see, the thing
Okay.
is do you go Angel
You know
before
what?
he got his
We'll
metallic wings?
we'll
Do you
settle
go
this easy.
Archangel.
We'll settle this the way Vinny will understand it. I'm going to take my veteran Hawkman click and put it against the veteran Archangel click.
All right.
Who's winning?
Yeah, but a veteran Hawkman versus like was Dark Archangel.
I still do.
Dark Archangel
Okay,
gonna destroy
here's the
it.
thing. And you know what it is? Here's a good Marvel and DC debate.
That's true.
If you talk to a guy who only reads Marvel and you say Hawkman, everyone laughs.
Yeah.
Because it's silly looking character.
but it's
But
not.
people
Do
who
you
read-
guys understand?
But people who read DC know Hawkman is basically Wolverine light.
Yeah.
He's a
He
barbarian.
he beats the shit out of everybody.
He's a
The me-
fucking
All
like,
the
just-
metal on his harness
Ow!
helps him heal. You know, he's a flyer, he's a warrior, he's a cop. He's
he's an alien.
pretty badass.
It's like the one page from the Justice League where he's sitting next to Vibe and he's covered in blood.
Right.
Vibe's like, "You're covered in blood." He's like,
It's not mine.
"Mine."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Hawkman is badass.
Hawkman's a fucking badass, and they dumbed him down in so many different shows
Yeah,
that it's just ridiculous.
it's a hard character to translate without the history.
a fact.
Okay.
Like they tried to do that in Legends of Tomorrow, and I was just like, but
Honestly, that wasn't bad a version of Hawkman. I mean, it looked stupid,
it looked stupid, but he
was tough. He was badass.
he was
you know?
killed in the pilot.
But that's why.
It's
Because you can't introduce a character that can beat the shit out of her. He's tough. You know, I think DC.
Now you think Vandal Savage could control the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yes,
You think
Yeah,
so?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think he could too.
I think so. He's got the time. He's got the mental fortitude, all that stuff. I think it's a thing. I mean, if we're sitting here debating who can control the gauntlet, you just got to think.
We're not really debating that.
It's not. When Cap wielded the gauntlet, he destroyed all the gems
Yeah,
because
he couldn't handle the overload.
He doesn't have enough imagination. He doesn't have everything. Does he have the testicular fortitude? Yeah, sure. Is he tough?
Hi, James.
Can he push through? Yeah, he's a fighter. But at the end of the day, I don't want Cap to run my business.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't have any imagination.
No.
And he's a racist and he hates mutants.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that.
Yeah.
But
And
he's
being
just-
is like the X-Men are my people.
he's just not he's a leader.
Yeah.
But he's a soldier,
Yeah.
you know?
Him and Bucky in the end, they're gonna do what they have to do because that's what they believe is what needs to be done, and it doesn't.
No, it is. He's too straight and narrow and too rigid.
Yeah.
Tony Stark is too easily corruptible, as
Yeah.
we've seen dozens of times. And we're not talking movieverse here, by the way,
We're talking
because I love movie Cap.
Right.
I hate comic book Cap,
Comic book Cap's a bitch.
but we're not divulging right now. The debate is Marvel versus DC,
Right.
and at the end of the day, there's no winner, and there's no winner because it's two different monsters. DC is iconic, and what I mean by iconic is you slap a symbol on the wall, and people all over the planet know what that symbol is.
Didn't they also come first?
Not necessarily, depending on the character.
Depending on the character, because
But that's not what I mean by iconic. What I mean is Superman is a symbol of hope.
Yep.
And you show a kid in Malaysia, a kid in Africa,
the
a
S
kid
symbol,
in
they're gonna
Antarctica,
know.
what the S is. They know what it is. You know
Right.
what a Green Lantern symbol is. To 100 years from now, you're gonna know what Batman's symbol is. At the end of the day, what's Wolverine's symbol? What's Hawkeye's symbol? What's Captain America's symbol? What's Iron Man's symbol?
Hawkeye's symbol is like the hawk head, you know, like on that little medallion that
No,
he
that's
wears.
Hawkman.
Oh, Hawkman,
But
sorry.
the point is that DC is iconic. There are heroes that stand above us, like the Greek gods of old. They are
Yeah.
here.
I thought he said
when
Hawkman.
you look up to him. Being a DC hero is like listening to the sound of the TARDIS. When you come, you know help is going to be there. It's right there.
It's wibbly wobbly.
Marvel is a bunch of flawed heroes.
Yeah.
They're not perfect. They're
No.
not finite. If I wanted to be Tony Stark, I'd throw a bottle of Jack Daniels at him, and we'll see if he looks to the left. You know, those things happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Wolverine is not a perfect person at all.
No.
Cyclops is not a perfect person at all. Captain America is not a perfect person at all.
Cyclops? You want to get into a debate about
We're
Cyclops?
not getting into. I wrote my college thesis on.
Oh
Cyclops
my
is
god,
great.
Cyclops is like
But-
the ultimate heel babyface wannabe bitch.
Fuck,
Okay.
bitch, he's the mutant messiah.
Yeah,
You kidding me?
da, da, da.
Please. He's the mutant messiah.
He's a fucking Lothario wannabe.
He's not a Lothario wannabe.
Yeah,
He's
he
a man
is.
with needs, and he has women that read their minds and don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Gene was dead for a long time.
Mhm.
Gene ain't that great.
She's my bitch.
She ain't that great.
She's my bitch.
But the point is that
I don't care. She's
you
my bitch.
can't compare DC and Marvel because at the end of the day, Superman is an infallible being. Superman is supposed to be better than all of us.
Supposed to be, but he's also was raised by humans.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Superman is supposed to be better than all of us.
Superman's
not supposed to sweat. Superman's never supposed to take a shit in front of us. Superman's not supposed to pee. Superman is supposed to be better than each and every one of you. And when you look and read his books, you're supposed to say, yeah, you are the hero. You are the man. That is not Marvel.
No.
Marvel is flawed. Okay? Marvel has Bruce Banner, who is an abusive, neglectful jackass who blew himself up, repressed beyond belief. Tony Stark is an alcoholic narcissist. Captain America is a steadfast Republican soldier with no wiggle room, no gray area. Spider-Man is supposed to be this poor guy from Queens that if you close your eyes, he's black. And when I say that is, how many stories do you read where a kid's family died, he's raised by his uncles and aunts, and his uncle gets shot in the street, and you think that he's white? No. Why do you think Spider-Man resonates with so many people, especially here in New York? These are flawed heroes that resonate with everybody else. So if you want to talk to who am I, I'm a Marvel. But who do I want to be? I want to be a DC. It's apples and oranges. Again, just like Thanos and Darkseid. There's no right answer. And when people go, I hate Avengers, and Avengers was a shitty movie, and this and that, and Batman versus Superman was a great film. No, it wasn't. And you're letting your fanboy get in the way. There's no right answer which one is better. But right now, Avengers made more money in a week than your movie did in fucking 6 months.
That's true.
You
can't even pay people to download it. Yeah. You can't pay people to buy the DVD.
Yeah, and again, it's like, and people go, oh, well, because you love Marvel and this and this and this. Yeah, I fucking do.
I think, but like to put my 2 cents in here, when it comes to the DC movie universe, it's the casting that's the problem.
I disagree.
Really? You think Ben Affleck is a good Batman?
He's a great
I
Batman.
think Ben Affleck as Batman was the only redeeming quality of Batman versus Superman.
I paid to download Justice League.
Because you didn't see it in the theater.
Then you paid too much.
No, I did.
Oh.
But it was $20 for the movie and $15 worth of Source Crystals for Justice 2.
Oh.
No.
I got the movie for $5.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
All right. Well, you know what it is too. I mean, we can have another debate about this. When it comes to the movieverse, I think Marvel's killing it.
Marvel is killing it. It has been for the last 10 years. Yeah, there's a few that are towing the line, but in the end, they're still good.
When it comes to comic storylines and stuff like that, I think since the early 2000s, I think DC has pulled ahead. I hated New 52.
They're a little bit more, I will agree, DC sticks more to the comics than the hype.
Well, and also you have to understand that Marvel was bought by Disney.
Now.
So at the end of the day, they're still getting a paycheck whether they pull out a good product or not.
That's true.
So their job is to pump out the characters. And you can try and change my mind at all, but no one's buying Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel.
No.
And it's not because I hate women or I hate minorities or any of that stuff. I have zero interest in reading that book. Who is buying that book? My cousins aren't buying that book.
That's true.
Little kids aren't reading that book. I own a store. I don't see that book selling. So who is buying that book? But at the same time, it doesn't matter because Marvel's still paying their artists and writers to make this book because it's a Disney property now.
Right.
And their job is to pump out the product, and they're just succeeding.
Well,
financially, Marvel is killing it.
Yeah.
DC's pumping out the better storylines.
Right. Well, Jeffrey is watching us. Hi, Jeff. He says, I love both Marvel and DC, but if I want to live in the universe, it's definitely DC.
You're right. And I don't disagree with that.
I don't either.
Why do I want to live in a world that if I'm born with a power, I'm going to be chased by giant Nazi sentinels?
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that?
Or God forbid you can't control that power and you kill all your friends and family.
DC is a kinder, friendlier universe. You're absolutely 1,000% right. It's nice to know that my planet, even though aliens are going to invade it, I have an army of Green Lanterns in space that are looking out for me.
Yeah.
There is no such assurance in the Marvel universe.
No.
As tough as a Hulk is going to smash one guy at a time. What's that going to do against the army? Theoretically, the Avengers should have lost every single one of those fights. But,
Against the Hulk?
No, against the Chitauri and all that stuff. Remember, in every single movie, all right, take the first Avengers movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went and they fought and they blew up that ship and all those fucking things died. Come on. But whatever, we'll move past that. Age of Ultron, swarm of Ultron robots on a floating city. That's not an Avengers team that would have won. It was a great fight scene, but at the end of the day, and then you do the same thing in Wakanda. They almost lost that fight too if Thor didn't show up to save their ass.
Yeah.
But
it always seems to me like in the end, somebody just comes out of nowhere and saves the day.
Right, but at the end of the day, Justice League already has those people in place.
Yep.
Every single member of the Justice League can wipe out an army on their own.
That is true.
Okay? Captain America will beat the fuck out of me and everybody in this room. But he can't beat everybody in New York, and Superman can.
Yeah.
That's basically what it comes down to. And the Justice League is just full of people like that. You have Cyborg taking care of all the tech.
I mean,
you have Martian Manhunter, who's just as powerful as Superman. They could truly take over the world if necessary.
Yeah.
Okay? The X-Men can't even get out of Westchester without getting spit on.
Yeah.
So does that make them better heroes? No, it doesn't. But it's apples and oranges. And is the DC world better? Yeah, probably.
Well, if you want to live in it, yeah.
Well, yeah, if I want to live in it, sure. But does that make a better story? No, it doesn't. Because you give me some 80s, 90s X-Men, and I think that's better than most shit that DC pumps out. But again, it's apples and oranges. What do you want to read? Do you want to read Superman going into space and flying aliens and telling us that, if you persevere, everything will be better? Or do you want to read Captain America, who's crying over his friend's shoulders and going through his own struggles and this and that? DC characters don't go through their own struggles.
Didn't he also go Nazi for a while?
That's the Cosmic Cube stuff. Don't worry about that. It doesn't count. Doesn't count.
No.
That's complicated.
Doesn't count.
It's complicated.
Doesn't count. Mind controlled, Cosmic Cubes, stuff like that. Continuity, sales. That's basically what it is. Sales.
Well, yeah, because I mean they're competing now.
I tell everyone like this: if you want to take, and people can compare Captain America to Superman. I compare Captain America to Spider-Man. I'm sorry, Superman to Spider-Man. Yep. Those are the two flagship characters for each one. I don't care how much money Iron Man makes in a movie; it's not going to do that in book sales. Captain America, same thing. Spider-Man will always outsell Captain America. A good Superman story has Superman being Superman. A good Spider-Man story, most of the time, is a Peter Parker story.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Peter Parker is the guy who saves the day.
Agreed.
Superman is the guy who saves the day.
And then it also becomes down to what's more relatable.
Yeah. Not necessarily, because sometimes you say to yourself, "I don't read comics to be relatable."
Some kids do.
And that can be what makes someone a Marvel and what makes someone a DC. Because maybe I want to read some shit about some shit I can't do. Yeah. It's like trying to be famous. I want to be famous because I want to drive a nice car and be famous and have all these girls. I want to not be me. But at the same, it's two different monsters, and that's the thing between Marvel and DC. It's not the same company. It's you have your options. Okay, I have a Green Lantern tattoo on my arm. Okay, I'm a DC guy. I'm a Marvel guy. I grew up a Marvel guy, but there are options. There's no one but better. So from now on, we are not going to discuss which one's better, Marvel or DC, because there's so many different factors you can put into it. The movieverse, DC's better. I mean, Marvel's better. I'm sorry, Marvel's better. Comic verse right now. It teeters. There's a decade of Marvel. In the 90s, Marvel beat the shit out of DC. In 2000s, Marvel beat the shit out of DC. In the 2010s on, I think DC pulled off ahead.
I would have to agree.
Television.
Huh?
DC runs television.
DC runs television and I'm going to fight everyone on this one. And I may get some feedback on it and knock yourself out.
Let's hope so.
DC has more shows.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they have more quality.
No.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the past 4 years is better than everything on the CW.
Agreed.
Okay? So I love Stephen Amell as the Arrow. I love the character. You're right, but look how bad Inhumans was. Inhumans.
Oh, don't even speak that name.
And then if you go with animated movies.
But okay, so let's put this.
DC,
What's the best DC TV show out right now?
In my opinion,
yeah.
Flash.
Okay. I would disagree. I think Flash is so bad this season. I can't even.
I honestly stopped watching.
But let's. I
got bored with Flash.
Let's say Flash. If you take Legion or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they are infinitely better. They're infinitely better.
Legion was so good though.
Than anything. All right, let's take Runaways even.
I love that show.
Runaways was even better than Flash.
But and the thing is they're not even following the comic books.
But I will not include Runaways because it's only one season. Flash's first season was solid, but the CW formula.
I wasn't even thinking of the Netflix shows.
Yeah, so, the CW. The Netflix shows. That's another story.
Runaways is a Hulu show.
Right.
So if you're comparing, you know what I'm saying?
You got to compare networks, and you're going to have to
Yeah.
start comparing.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to literally start comparing which network you're watching, which show is
Right.
allowed to do certain things.
So
Because you
maybe-
can get away with things on Hulu,
maybe we'll
and
do
Netflix
that.
you can't get on CW.
Maybe we'll do that next week, and we'll start ranking TV shows.
I would do that.
Because there's a lot of mitigating factors. For example, the Netflix shows, they run too long.
Yeah.
12, 13 episodes don't hold those shows.
And you
You
get
can
them
do it in
all at
8.
once.
That Punisher was a great show with 3 more episodes than it needed to be.
But you also
Jessica
get
Jones,
every single one
same
at
thing.
once. And a lot of people, they like the fact that they have to keep coming back for more.
But here's the thing. Now take Walking Dead, for example,
Don't
and
talk
why
to me
the
about
why
that
the
show.
rating. You have to, because it's a perfect example.
Mm.
You watch it once a week, you build a rapport. If you only watch Daryl for 3 months because you binged it, you don't give a shit if he dies or not because you don't care. But if you take those 3 months and spread it out over 3-4 years, that character is a character.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference. Okay? The last episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. resonates because you followed Phil Coulson for 8 to 10 years. That's all I'll say. He didn't die, or did he? We don't know. What? Yeah, 8 to 10 years. No, since Avengers.
No,
premiered.
Avengers.
You have to understand that Phil Coulson's been around since Thor. Thor? No. Yeah.
Iron Man.
Iron Man 1. Right. All right. So he's been around.
He's been around for 10
So
years.
here's the thing. That's a character that no matter what happens, even though he's never appeared in the comic books, you're going to give a shit about that character, and you're going to talk about that character. And when someone brings him up 10 years from now, guess what? You know who that character is.
Don't forget, in the Spider-Man 2 XD show, they had a Coulson character.
Right.
They did.
Coulson is now a part of pop culture reference because of that. You're going to give a shit about him. If you binge a show, if you took a character like Black Cat and made it a Netflix show, no one will give a fuck.
I might.
Jessica Jones is a mediocre, low-tier character that got elevated. But at the end of the day, if you picked a list of people to die and you had to pick one, they said you, the consumer, have to pick a character that Thanos is going to wipe out. She'd probably be one of the first ones to go.
I would say Iron Fist first.
Yes, me too.
No, I would say Iron Fist first.
Yeah, me too. But top 5.
Top 5. All right. I mean, yeah.
But now imagine you watch. But now imagine you watch Jessica Jones for 13 weeks instead of 13 hours.
That's different.
You know, and the binging it takes it away from you.
It does. That's what I'm trying to say. It's
people-
like
when anime characters die, you only give a shit because you watch them for decades. If you binge Naruto today and you watched it all in a week, you wouldn't give a shit that Neji dies. But if you watched it all throughout,
that's like me with Attack on Titan.
that's a different story.
You know, like when you're watching Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan's shock and awe.
Oh, so good though.
That's shock
Like
and awe.
if
That's
you
not,
again, like
you don't really miss the character. You're just like, oh my god, they killed him like that.
I know.
What?
And then you're sitting there, but like also like the good thing I like about Netflix and Hulu though, it's been allowing me to watch shows that I haven't been able to watch on cable because I'm working or adulting or whatever. So I can catch up on things that I missed. But it still doesn't mean like perfect example. Off topic, not Marvel or DC, but I've been watching Supernatural.
Okay.
They have almost every single episode, I think, except for the last like 2 or 3 seasons.
No, it's just the last season.
The last
As
season?
soon as the season finale airs, 7 days later they throw it on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
be
can
able-
actually catch up because I'm up to season 8 right now,
Yeah.
and I started watching it maybe a month ago, and I'm up to season 8. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the show. It's very interesting, but how many fucking times are Dean and Sam gonna die? Or they're gonna become the Cain and Abel characters of old and have to fight each other or do whatever,
But
or
now-
they got these fucking
But
decisions
now
to make.
imagine you had these feelings for 8 years.
I know! That's what I'm trying to say!
That's what I'm saying. That's the binging versus the this
Yeah,
and that.
and unfortunately,
So-
the problem is a lot of kids are only binging now
Yeah.
because they don't get hooked in. Because when we were growing up, we got lucky. We had Channel 11, where like we had a block of shows every week that a lot of us didn't miss. It was like Buffy. Then there was Angel after a while. Help me out here because I'm drawing a blank.
No, you're good. You're doing good.
You know, there was Buffy, there was Angel, there was a fun. Oh God, there was Charmed. Charmed was on.
I didn't like Charmed.
I did, and then when
after what's her name left? Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty.
Yeah,
when she
when
was
she
gone,
left, I didn't
and then
watch
it
that.
became Rose McGowan. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't really watch it that much.
And now they're doing a
But anyway,
reboot.
Point is that
Fuck off.
Netflix is serving a great purpose.
It's helping
It is.
expose these
It
shows.
exposes the shit out of them, but
you're not building
you
the
don't-
rapport.
Yeah. Now, for example, so we're going to get into Lost in Space next week because it's fantastic.
I'm on episode 8, and I started watching it yesterday.
So we're going to get into that next week.
Yeah.
Also, I spoke to Jade on the phone, and I'm going to reveal a little bit of the conversation. I mentioned to her that I'm going to give her homework. The reason why I'm giving her homework is that we're going to go into thematic episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Marvel versus DC thing today because we want to get it out of the way. That we're not a Marvel versus DC cast.
Nope.
We don't pick one or the other.
Nope.
But there are some things that are better than one than the other.
Agreed.
So we'll totally have debates about who's better, Deathlock or Cyborg. Obviously, that's Cyborg. But I just said some shit that's similar.
I mean, we just had a debate about Green Arrow versus Hawkeye.
Which, we'll get into that. But we're not getting into any more Marvel versus DC what's better. Because it's not. Because at the end of the day, there's dudes with Superman tattoos and Spider-Man tattoos, and that's awesome.
And then there's people like me who have Pokemon as Han Solo.
So there's no more what's better. And I think that there is no better version. I think they're both fantastic. Because I can remember clear years where Marvel was fucking top 20 books. And I know clear years where Marvel had 1 and DC was fucking 1 through 10. And then let's not even forget the Image years where people actually bought Spawn. I don't understand why it sucked. It still does. But it's not good. It's not good. It's pretty though.
It is pretty.
Yeah, it's drawn very nice. But stop.
It's fun.
No, it's not.
I mean,
it was 20 years of Wanda.
I know.
But
Let me rephrase that. It was fun to read when I was 12.
yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
I didn't like Spawn.
Right.
But anyway, we'll get that. That's neither here nor there. Point is that everyone has its flows and ebbs, and you can debate on and on, but the point is that they're both fantastic. And when we pick something over the other, it's not because
it's personal preference.
It's personal preference.
Yeah.
And you can't just
that's like you right
can't
here.
Dismiss people's the things, and you can't dismiss facts.
Right,
okay?
but
Thanos can whip the shit out of Darkseid. It's a fact. Get over it. That doesn't mean that Thanos is a better character than Darkseid. That's not what we're saying.
I mean, like you just put it before. I admit it. I'm a huge fan of the Phoenix. I prefer the Jean Grey Phoenix to Hope Summers Phoenix. I prefer that.
Let's get into that. Why?
I don't know. Let
me tell you something. Hope Summers
is fucking fantastic. Let's not get it twisted.
Probably one of the greatest characters ever made. She's underused, and when she comes out, she was such a fucking... I don't know. It was such a great time to be an X-Men fan.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. That came out almost, was it
10, 15 years ago?
No, not 15.
No, like in between. 15. Well, like I think it would
let's say 7 years ago.
Yeah,
let's argue and say 7 years ago.
No, it definitely came out right around I got out of high school.
X-Men was great. It was a fantastic read. No problems, no complaints. Now it's not. And I'd rather read Justice League. I'd rather read Flash. I'd rather read Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And I'm an X-Men guy. It's going to be ebbs and flows. And this podcast is a direct result of
our
loves and people that argue with us and going, I think Avengers is better than Justice League because I'm a Marvel guy. No, Avengers is better than Justice League because the movie, because it's fucking better.
Yeah, well, like to answer your question, I like Hope Summers. Let's not get it twisted. But it comes down to what we were just talking about, the rapport. I grew up with Jean Grey as Phoenix between the comics, between the original 90s X-Men cartoon show, between even that horrible fucking caricature that they did with the original X-Men movies. That was my Phoenix. But I did follow the arc because that is one of the only arcs that I have actually followed from beginning to end. I followed her when she was cloned. I followed her when she was in the Hellfire Club. I followed her when she dies and then like parts of her break off and all this shit. I followed that. It's really, in essence, it is actually the Phoenix itself who is my favorite. But I prefer the host, Jean Grey.
Then you should agree with me saying Cyclops is the greatest team leader ever.
07 when Hope first appeared.
What?
07. So yeah, 11 years. 11 years. We were right on the money. 11 years since Hope came out. And let's not get this twisted. I like Hope. I think she is a great host for the Phoenix Force. I think she has these amazing abilities even without it. I prefer Jean because that's just who I grew up with.
Fair enough.
It's a rapport thing.
Cyclops was right.
Most of what I know of Hope is from ADX.
And that's pretty much all you need to know. But you should read. So for you people, read Messiah Complex.
Yes.
It's basically the beginning of the beginning
Yeah.
of a great chapter in X-Men reading history, and we'll try not to be. Was baby, yeah, as a baby.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's literally someone you grew up with because you saw her.
Yeah, but it's also like I said, it comes down to the rapport thing when it comes with me and Jean.
So we drifted off on a tangent.
Not tangent.
So basically, yeah. So back to what I was telling Jade, giving her homework. We want to get more episodic.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna be throwing a lot of videos her way, so we can go into them.
I'm fine.
Okay. So far, we're gonna go into Sentai, not hentai. Sentai.
Yeah, hentai is a after dark kind of show.
We're going into Sentai. The reason we're doing a Sentai episode is because in ginormous news, Hasbro bought Power Rangers from Saban.
Yes, they did.
And that can mean a lot of great things and a lot of good things.
Yep.
Because now they have money. Okay? And if they're willing to pump out an adult Transformers series on the Machima channel, why wouldn't they spend more to import better scenes from...
And did you also hear that they actually they got the okay to do a live-action Gundam? I don't know if it's going to be good. We'll see.
I'm a Gundam guy. I remember G-Savior. I'll hold my breath.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. But I mean, it's a very exciting time because, and I know you didn't want to talk about it, but I'm talking about it, is that fucking our cartoons that we grew up and loved with are coming back. And raped.
What I call this generation stoner TV.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed, what do you call it? I'm having a fucking brain fart again.
Basically came down to this. Rick and Morty makes a lot of money. Makes a ton of money.
I don't like Rick and Morty.
That's fine, and you don't have to.
I don't have to.
I like Rick and Morty.
I don't like the fans.
I hate the fans. But the point is that it's cheap to make.
Yeah.
One guy does the voices, and it's a fucking hit.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you make more shows like that? I get it. Perfect business sense. So now
got 70 more episodes.
So now we're getting Thundercats Roar, which is basically looks like a mix between Steven Universe.
Steven Universe meets Teen
Go.
Titans Go, which I was trying that. Thank you, because now you fixed my brain fart. I like Teen Titans, and at first when they put out Teen Titans Go, I was like, no. But then I watched it, and I was like, oh, okay. It's not. It's just different. I like it. It's just different.
The point is that you have other options to express your DC outlet.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't like Teen Titans Go and you still like the Teen Titans, there's a live action show coming out.
Yeah.
There's a movie coming out. There's
they're doing another season of the original Teen Titans and Young Justice.
They're doing original no they're not.
They signed up for it.
No.
They said if the new Young Justice is a hit, they're gonna continue with Teen Titans.
Hoping they ain't gonna bring that back.
They're
hoping.
whatever.
If they do, fantastic. There's still movies in the Batman verse. They did Teen Titans versus Justice League movie not too long ago.
Yep.
Which was balls, but whatever. Point is that you can get your fix in other ways.
Yeah.
For the Thundercats, there's nothing. We get Jack. We
have the original, and then we have the remake that came out in 2009 that was actually really fucking good.
But we got no ending. And now we have this. So if you're a Thundercats fan, well, fuck you, because that's what they said to you.
Yeah.
You got some bitch with the man bun that says you didn't like the original show that decided to reboot it.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. And then, the thing is there are shows that actually deserve reboots, and they're not getting them.
Well, the point is toy sales. And
even the original was all about toys.
But that's the thing nowadays is that, and I don't want to dip too much.
Yeah, we're not going to dip it too much.
Long story short is now that it's illegal to make a show strictly to sell toys as a commercial. The landscape's changed.
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons are gone because General Mills pulled out of all the advertisements. If they couldn't advertise cereal during those cartoons, they weren't going to do it anymore, and that went all the funding.
Yeah.
And when you don't have people paying to make cartoons anymore, there's no point. If you watch the toys
CW Kids, that was the thing back in the day.
If you watch the toys that made us, they specifically get into the fact that He-Man was made to sell toys.
Right, but even the remake that they did of He-Man a few years back, the Masters of the Universe, was amazing.
But it didn't sell toys.
No, and do you know they're redoing She-Ra too?
Yes,
for Netflix,
and it won't sell toys, and it'll last a season. So good luck.
But they're also saying that that's going to be a little bit darker. They bringing Voltron back
did not work as well as you think.
No,
because they're sporadic. They're throwing the seasons out there of their order. We're not getting 20 episode seasons. We're getting 6 episodes. We're getting 6 episodes today, 3 episodes tomorrow, 4 episodes 7 months from now, 2 episodes on Christmas.
Oh,
They're hedging their bets. They're hedging
right.
their
But
bets.
at the same time, it's still decent.
It's
It's good.
solid.
It's a solid remake. I mean, they're not doing the original any injustice by doing it. They're not that's what I'm saying. Like with this new thing that they're doing with Thundercats Roar, is they are taking the original, even taking the remake that they did, and saying, wow.
They're bastardizing it.
Just no more. I mean, and it's like, listen, I got nothing against Steven Universe. I'm actually told it's an extremely good cartoon.
I won't watch that shit.
I
don't like Ed and Eddie. I don't like anything. I don't like this poorly animated cartoon generation that we're in. Okay? Yeah, why do my cartoons look worse now than they did when I was a kid? That intro to Thundercats is probably better than anything Cartoon Network has produced in 10 minutes.
And the funny thing is you guys got to remember.
The stories are great.
But you guys got to remember one thing about all of our 80s cartoons. Anything that was produced here in America, believe it or not, even though it had an anime-ish feel, it was produced here. It was very cheap to make because they used the same colors over and over and over again.
The best example of this is Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It is probably the best Spider-Man animated series you're ever going to get.
But
because of the animation, I have people who tell me that it sucks. And I'm like, what is fucking wrong with you?
But then we're also dealing with the age of like the people that grew up.
These are people our age.
Really? Oh, shame on you.
These are people our age.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't matter what age you are. Good storytelling is good storytelling.
Yeah, Batman the Animated Series, the original that started in 1992. Fucking classic. Classic. You can't beat it now. You can't. And if you take Batman and do it as another cartoon show, like I think they did a few times, you still can't beat the animated series.
In America. In America.
Oh, the Batman.
In America.
In America.
You know.
But I'm just saying, they need to stop bastardizing a lot of these things because these are shows that are actually good originally, and then you fuck them up, and then you have people like us complaining about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're not getting into that. That's another time, another place. But I basically, to follow with what you were saying, we are going to go theme-based, and yes, I may have homework, but believe it or not, it's just more of research.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I know my shit.
Yeah, we're just throwing it out there so we can tighten the gaps.
Yes. Because, we got some really big things coming your way. So I know we're only on episode 4, issue 4, as we call it, but you guys really got to keep tuning in because we have so many surprises planned for you. Big things are coming for the Feinics Gate. Big changes are coming for the Feinics Gate too, right? Yeah. Changes are in the wind. They're coming. But either way, I'm basically got nothing really else to say.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week.
So what would you say? 6 or 7?
6 or 7. 6
or 7. But either way, tune in. Same freaking channel, same place. We love you. Later. Bye. And we're out. Thanks. Yeah, we're out.